Tonight on News 5 Live, a resident of Hopkins Village is butchered in his sleep. Did Francis Augustine's troubled past catch up with him? Good Friday with no restrictions on stores opening and sale of liquor. And hot cross buns, an Easter tradition revisited. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Staying connected with your loved ones while traveling is even more important during this global pandemic. With Digi, this is even easier and more convenient with our data roaming plans. Postpaid customers have instant access to mobile data when in 41 destinations worldwide. With 3 affordable plans, starting at only $28, it's easy to instantly connect via your favorite digital platform. To purchase your data roaming plan, contact Digi before your travel date. If you are already abroad, you can contact us via email at digihelp@livedigi.com or via WhatsApp at 608-8888. For more information, visit our website at livedigi.com/digicel or visit a Digi store near you. You can roam, stay safe, and stay connected with Digi.
Explore the great outdoors with Benny's quality and savings.
Whether you are getting ready for school or the office, or to work on a construction site, there is one common factor. Great days start by looking your best. From the moment you start to button your shirt, strap your boots, or straighten your badge, every detail of your uniform was sourced with you in mind. At Tropicana Store, we pride ourselves in providing the highest quality, most durable uniform brands. Our collection includes 100% cotton or dry fit, wrinkle-free, smart crease, and machine washable options. Your uniform is a reflection of you, and you deserve to look your best. Visit Tropicana Store today and see for yourself the high quality that only we can provide. Your uniform, your identity, your choice. Only at Tropicana Store.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Thursday, April 6th. I am Sabrina Daly. A man was murdered this morning in Hopkins Village. 38-year-old Francis Augustine was at home inside his bedroom when a knife-wielding attacker inflicted multiple stab wounds to his body. Augustine collapsed and bled out in his front yard while attempting to run to safety. The latest homicide comes at the start of the extended Easter weekend, when many Belizeans are preparing to travel down south. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
The calm of Holy Thursday morning in Hopkins Village was disturbed by the murder of 38-year-old Francis Chingo Augustine. A neighbor and relative of Augustine, who chose to remain anonymous, spoke with News 5 off camera.
This morning, after 3 going to 4, I heard banging on my windows, and all I could do was call police because then I heard whispering still. So I don't know where the person would have it at the hand, because I know Francis like this. When he have trouble or something, that me he would have run to and thing, and then we talk about it. So I would have said him to run to me for rescue, and then he collapsed right by the window.
Augustine lived alone inside this 2-story wooden home. Initial investigations suggest that he was inside his bedroom when his attacker stabbed him multiple times to the neck and chest. Augustine jumped through his bedroom window on the 2nd floor to escape the onslaught. The blood-stained bed, curtain, and exterior wall tells a horrific tale of the ordeal.
The police come snappy because it looked like they was doing patrol. So as quick as I called, they was right here. When they reached that, then I think about it, tint my window and peep outside. When I see it was Francis lying on the ground, not moving. All that I see was Francis on the ground bleeding from all corners, and all I could do was bow.
Information suggests that at the time of the attack, Augustine was inside his home with 2 other men. News 5 understands that a few hours before the incident, Augustine got into an argument with one of the 2 men over a torn tennis shoe that was sold to him for $100. Both men are now suspects in the murder.
He was, I don't want to say a loving person, but he was always there when you need him. He have his ups and downs out there with people. He have his ups and downs with me too. But at the end of the day, he still show his face in front of my door, messing around with my kids. And all that I can do is sit in my chair and screw my face up while he is playing with the kids. At the end of the day, he know how to bribe me. He will bring me a cigarette to a rude boy.
Was it common for Francis to have company over late into the night, early into the morning?
Well, I know I say no, I know I say yes, because he is a person, I like what I said, he is a very friendly person. So sometimes he will have his friends them over making noise and thing, but to be honest, this man, I never heard no kind of commotion or nothing. All that I heard was the banging on my window to make sure I know that he was attacking by someone.
The murder weapon, we are told, was discovered by police on Augustine's bed. According to his relative, he had a troubled past that left him in constant fear of law enforcement officers.
He loved to run from the police. You could just say police, and he's like, I'm going to run.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
As many people leave their homes to travel to be with relatives or friends elsewhere this Easter, thieves will likely be prowling as well to see where they can pounce without being detected. But coupled with the neighborhood watch groups, the Belize Police Department will be beefing up their patrols and presence in the different zones where they work. Commissioner of Police Chester Williams says that the tourist destinations will be high on the list of places where the department will focus its energy to keep the peace.
We are stepping up our policing efforts across the country, particularly those areas we know Belizeans normally travel to during the Easter holidays. We're looking at San Pedro, Kikaka, Placencia, St. Bite, San Ignacio, Hopkins, and members of our specialized units are being deployed to these areas to make sure that our residents who goes to these different parts of the country to spend time with their family or to recreate, that they can do so in somewhat a safe environment.
Traditionally, the sale of liquor on Good Friday was a no-no. In fact, many will recall last year when the Belize Police Department issued a notification warning against the sale of liquor and cracked down to ensure that business establishments stuck to the notice. But now, through an amendment to the intoxicating liquor licensing regulation signed by the Minister of Local Government, businesses are now permitted to open on Good Friday and to sell their liquor. As the Commissioner of Police Chester Williams puts it, by virtue of the amendment, Good Friday is just like an ordinary Friday.
The intoxicating liquor licensing regulation was amended recently by an SI signed by the Minister of Local Government. In that SI, it repealed the provision that speaks to the fact that liquor establishments are not allowed to be open on Good Friday. So now businesses that do operate on a shop liquor license can be open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Those establishments that operate under a publicant special license can now open from 9 a.m. to 12 midnight. And businesses that operate under a nightclub license can open from 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. the following morning. And so Good Friday now, based on the amendment to the intoxicating liquor licensing regulation, is just like an ordinary Friday.
Coming up, all Haitian nationals need visa to enter Belize. Find out the details when we come back, but first, here's the weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
John and Kate, I checked your results. You cannot have children. I'm sorry.
Department of Human Services, how may I help you? Yes, my husband and I wanted to know more about the Heart of Gold adoption program.
Yes, of course. I'm glad you called. Well, let me tell you more about a Heart of Gold program.
Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
Contact the Department of Human Services and find out how you can become a foster or adoptive parent and be that heart of gold.
Live your best life and explore more with Samsung. Go on an adventure, travel in style, and capture your memories with a Galaxy. This month, Samsung phones start at an extremely low price of only $309, and Galaxy Tab start at only $399. The full Galaxy lineup includes the A03, A04, A23, A33, A53, S20 FE, Z Flip, Z Fold 4, Tab A7, and the latest and most innovative release, the S23 series. Perfect for capturing all of life's adventures. Plus, when you buy any A-series device, you'll get a free 32GB SD card. Shop these awesome devices at any of Samsung's authorized resellers countrywide, including Cellular World, Digi, Quartz, and Odette's Home Center, and get 1-year local warranty with your purchase. So venture out and explore more with Samsung.
Environmentally degradable plastics, or EDP, are plastics that are affected by a combination of environmental conditions that cause the plastic to break down within an acceptable time frame. They are specifically designed to degrade into carbon dioxide, water, and other biomass substances. The level of breakdown can vary based on standard test methods appropriate to the plastic. Click on the link below to see what you can do to help end the nightmare of single-use plastics. I'm Alison Castillo, and now you know.
Meet Peter. He aspires to be a water taxi operator in Belize, but he's not certain of the requirements. After Peter did his research, this is what he found. Water taxi operators shall possess a valid water taxi permit, and water taxis must be registered and licensed with the Belize Port Authority. Valid certificates of competency for masters, mates, engineers, and employ a lookout at all times. Issuance of life vests to passengers 1 year and older. Have serviceable fire extinguishers and first aid kit. Display maximum carrying capacity and emergency contact numbers. Carry a PUC registered VHF radio. Implement a safety management and emergency response plan. Hold a valid insurance coverage for third-party and passenger liability. Operate on the approved scheduled routes and landing places. Passenger user fee shall be included in the approved passenger fare on purchase of a ticket and displayed in the terminal and water taxis. Submit a notice of arrival and departure for each international voyage. Submit a passenger and crew manifest 15 minutes before departure. Comply with the maximum capacity of passengers as approved on the seaworthiness certificate. Have a user-friendly accommodation to facilitate persons with disabilities. Conduct a safety briefing to passengers before departure. Water taxi passengers, know your rights. Passengers must present a valid identification card, social, passport before boarding. No passenger shall attempt to carry any flammable materials on board. A passenger may be removed from the water taxi if they pose a threat to other passengers' safety. Passenger fare must not exceed the approved rate set by the Belize Port Authority. All passengers must be seated while the water taxi is in operation. No passenger shall be refused service on a water taxi without reasonable cause. Any person who contravened the water taxi regulations commits an offense and is liable on summary conviction. Peter is now ready to take on the world. For more information, call 222-5665. For maritime emergency, call our toll-free number 966 or email bzportauth@btl.net. Belize Port Authority, Maritime Service, Security, and Efficiency.
In a cabinet brief issued last Thursday, the Briceño administration informed that government will invoke Article 226A of the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, which will allow for the Minister of Immigration to immediately impose a visa requirement for Haitians wishing to visit Belize. That decision was taken in light of the fact that over 2,000 Haitian nationals entered Belize between March 2022 and April of this year. Of that number, over 1,900 have vanished without a trace, presumably crossing over into Mexico illegally en route to the United States. Chief Executive Officer Dr. Gilroy Middleton told us more about the dilemma and what is being done to curb the influx of Haitian nationals using Belize as a transit point to North America.
When the new administration took over, we've been working on our international obligations, specifically the foreign trade aspect. My colleague working over in foreign trade, and we removed the visa restriction for Haiti and Suriname. Since then, the numbers have indicated that we've had a large number of Haitians entering Belize to the tune of some 2,095. So this would be the period January 2022 to March 2023. We've had some 2,095 Haitians entering the country, primarily via PGIA. Of that number, only some 121 have left through PGIA. And in terms of checking our MIDAS border crossing system, they haven't left via the northern border, southern border, western border, or any other of our entry and exit points. So that shows that 1,974 Haitians that came into Belize are unaccounted for. Working with the police department, the BDS, they are unaccounted for. Theory is that they went north. So after we provided the visa-free access to Haitians as per our CARICOM obligations, this has been the result. Therefore, looking at the numbers, it was recommended that that specific visa be reinstated. So that was the result of the Haitian visas being reinstated. The Honorable Emma, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade, and Immigration, has informed CARICOM of what we have done. So that was formally done.
The situation with Jamaican nationals disappearing after entering Belize is also similar, except that it involves a considerably smaller number. While the Immigration Department is monitoring the situation closely, stricter measures are yet to be put in place where Jamaicans are concerned. According to CEO Middleton, a cabinet subcommittee will be formed to look at the issue with a view to determine whether it involves human trafficking.
In respect of the Jamaican, the numbers are similar, but we haven't reached a tipping point as in respect of the Haitians. In respect of the Jamaicans, we've had some 1,673 Jamaicans entering via PGIA primarily since January 2022 to date. Of that 1,673, we've had some 778 depart through one of our legal border crossings. So that left some 895 Jamaicans who have not exited through our northern border point of exit or any other of our formal border points. So the Haitians, 1,974, unaccounted Haitians, Jamaicans 895 unaccounted Jamaicans since January 22. So that's about 50% less Jamaicans, and we're not looking at that visa restriction for the Jamaicans. Honorable Eamon Courtney will be working on a subcommittee of cabinet in terms of the ministers, and then the CEOs and the technical individuals will be working and looking at the issues. In this case, the analysis show that it may relate to smuggling. So that will be reviewed, and it must be noted that we are not attempting to restrict any Jamaican or Haitian who intends to come to Belize legitimately. These individuals have rights under the Treaty of Chogorama, which will be respected and which, from an immigration point of view, we will facilitate. However, we must ensure the national security of Belize. There were some reports that we have added additional restrictions to Jamaicans. I must note that these reports are false. What Honorable Eamon Courtney noted is that the subcommittee will be formed to address immigration issues on a whole. The Ministry of Immigration will be liaising with the Ministry of Tourism from the perspective to look at how we could address these issues.
An anti-inflation and food security summit led by Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador is underway, and Belize has been invited to participate in this important regional effort. On Wednesday, Prime Minister John Briceño addressed various heads of government who were present at the top-level diplomatic conference. In his speech, PM Briceño spoke of the devastating impact of inflation as, quote, arguably the greatest challenge facing our region today, one that can only be overcome when like-minded and progressive leaders work together. In building our productive capacity, it is our goal to advance several key sustainable development goals, like reducing poverty, promoting decent work for economic growth, and modernizing industry and infrastructure. We have an opportunity to reduce barriers to trade for an agreed basket of basic goods for our people. This by strengthening our economic cooperation mechanisms that enhance trade facilitation and increase regional agricultural productivity and attain strategic autonomy in the selected food and services sector. Belize will continue to benefit greatly from Mexico's generosity and leadership under the Sembrano Vida project. This project can drive in improvements to sustainable agricultural processes and practices, leading to increased productivity, penetration of export markets, and financial inclusion. End quote. After the break, what's on the menu to go with that fried fish? Hot cross buns. We'll tell you about that after the break.
You've been longing for a break. Well, it's finally here. Let's go on an adventure together and experience Easter on the islands like never before. Here at San Pedro Belize Express Water Taxi, we are doing it big. With every round-trip ticket purchase, get a chance to win up to $10,000 in cash prizes. You heard right. San Pedro Belize Express will be giving away a total of $10,000 in cash prizes. Ride with us this Easter for a chance to become one of our lucky winners. This Easter, the islands come alive, and so should you. Relax, enjoy, hang out, explore. Our impressive fleet and unmatched schedule will have you cruising through the Caribbean Sea to your sunset destination in no time. Whether you're headed to Key Cocker, La Isla Cariñosa, or San Pedro, La Isla Bonita, we'll cater to your every travel needs. So, set your eyes on the horizons and take the scenic route, because this journey matters. So, what are you waiting for? Gear up for an affordable and unforgettable travel experience. San Pedro Belize Express Water Taxi, the most rewarding way to travel.
Kite flying is fun, but it can also be dangerous. Fly kites safely by following these tips. Never use wire, metallic thread, or wire-reinforced strings. You could be electrocuted. Remember, even a safely built kite can cause a power outage if it gets caught in a power line. Always use paper, plastic, or wood to build kites. Never fly kites near power lines, in the path of traffic, aircrafts, or near highways. Always fly kites with a responsible adult, in open areas, in dry weather, and with clear visibility. Never attempt to remove your kite from a power line. Always call BEL at 0800-235-2273 if your kite gets caught in a power line. Belize Electricity Limited. We care about your safety.
Was to deliver the exciting news that she was chosen to receive a home sponsored by SMART for its 18th anniversary through the Hand in Hand Ministries housing program. Since then, she has actively been participating in attending Saturday sessions to improve her life skills, cleared her property for its foundation and construction of her home, and has assisted in the construction of a home for another recipient of Hand in Hand housing program. All these activities are to foster a more responsible, responsive citizen in our community.
It's that time again when hot cross buns and fried fish are the order of the day. Well, at least on the dinner menu. And while the making of cross buns is a decades-old tradition in Belize, it is still a skill that perhaps younger folks may need some coaching on how to get the perfect cross bun for Good Friday. So, like we do each year, we went out to get an expert's guidance on how to come up with the ideal recipe. News 5's Marian Ali reports.
You're going to mix all your dry ingredients together. So you're going to mix it until everything mixed together. The making of hot cross bun in time for Good Friday is a treasured Belizean tradition that is perhaps over 100 years old. And each year on this day, whoever does not travel with the family to spend the 4-day holiday weekend away from home uses the time to make their cross buns, synonymous with Christianity's preaching of Jesus dying on the cross for our salvation.
The cross signifies Jesus and, things like that. So people say that they put the cross on it because it's a symbol, because he died on the cross for us.
But whether or not the reason for the cross bun is a religious gesture, hot cross buns seem to be a favorite among everyone at this time. So having the perfect recipe is key to enjoying a tasty bun. Natalie Robinson, the assistant baker at Map Street Marketplace, walked us through that process today.
First of all, you gather your dry ingredients, which consist your flour, your nutmeg, your cinnamon powder, your essence, your coconut powder, and that's your condiments. And after that, you mix everything together. When you finish mixing everything together, you go through the process of cutting them into the size that you want them. But we here at the commissary, what we do, everything we do, we standardize in everything we do. So in order to make the process more easier and everybody get an equal share and an equal size of everything, what we do, we weigh off every ounce to a certain ounce. Yeah. And after that, we put it to let it raise for about 30 to 45 minutes, which in after, we set in the oven to bake.
And like everyone else who has that secret added touch, so does Map Street Marketplace.
We have our own secret essence and different condiments that we use.
You won't share?
Yes, we won't share that part. After you put in all your dry ingredients, then you put in your coconut milk, and you mix it to the texture that you want it to mix. Because you know some people don't like their bun too soft, some people don't like their bun too hard. You mix it to the texture that you want it to mix it. Yes. Then after that, you cut it into the size you want it to be cut. Then you put it on your baking pan, you let it set for maybe 35 to 45 minutes to raise to the extent to where you want it to raise. Then you put it in the oven to bake for like 20-25 minutes, 350 degrees.
Sometimes Robinson and her colleagues also put aside their own recipes to make your cross buns just the way you want them. So if I would want a special blend, maybe I have my own recipe but I don't have the time, would you do that?
Yes, that's where we come in at the commissary. That's exactly where we come in. We have our catering manager, Ms. Sheridan Garbat, where you can contact her at cateringmanager.rbg.belize. And her phone number is 632-0308.
For people watching their diet, Robinson says you can opt for either shortening or butter, and you can also add light milk instead of whole milk, and it won't change the texture or taste of the finished product. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
The Belize Port Authority has issued a notice advising the general public that there has been no approved increase in passenger fares for water taxis. The notice says any charges to commuters above the approved rates are unlawful and will not be tolerated. Commuters are being asked to report any attempts by water taxi operators to charge more than the approved rate and to provide evidence of such unlawful act to the Belize Port Authority. Where commuters present evidence of excess charges, the water taxi operator will be required to refund the excess charges to the commuters. In addition, the Belize Port Authority will bring charges against that water taxi operator for breach of the harbors and merchant shipping regulations. The long Easter weekend is upon us. It is expected that Belizeans will be spending a lot of their time celebrating along the shorelines. In San Pedro town, Mayor Wally Nunez and his council have been preparing for an influx of visitors. The town council has planned a couple Easter weekend activities for the entire family. They have also made road safety one of their top priorities for the weekend. Mayor Nunez told us more.
The San Pedro Town Council every year, well, we know that the Easter is a weekend full of activities here on the island. We don't really plan any major activities because there is a lot of businesses that do have their events. So we are not here to actually compete with them, but just to provide support. And so with that, we're just doing on Saturday a family day. There's gonna be different activities for the kids, Easter egg hunts and sporting activities as well. So I have some counselors working on the planning of that day on Saturday, and then there's a lot of events going on in different areas, different establishments. I know for sure that some establishments in Secret Beach they're gonna have live bands, and a lot of activities going on. But with that, we also have to be careful, and we have to drive safely, and we'll be asking the general public to abide by the rules and regulations and to please not be drinking and driving. There will be some checkpoints, random checkpoints, so we're not going to be delaying any traffic. It's going to be smooth flow, but we want to be able to manage it properly. We had a meeting with the different departments on the council, at the council, and also with the different heads of the boards, as well as the police, because we want everybody to be on the same page. We are going into a very busy weekend, but we want everybody to enjoy it safely. Also, we ask the tourists as well as the locals not to swim beyond the docks, because we know there has been some issues and some mishaps before, and we don't want that to happen anymore.
When we return, Derek Hendy is BTV's Frontline Hero 2023.
My name is Mirna and I am 38 years old. I am married and I have a 9-year-old daughter. I do everything that you do, it's just in a different way. I work here at the 501 Hub, it's a restaurant. My job mainly is... My name is Mirna and I am 38 years old. I am married and I have a 9-year-old daughter. I do everything that you do, it's just in a different way. I work here at the 501 Hub, it's a restaurant. My job mainly is to answer the phone, to make reservations. The challenges that I usually meet every day are numberless, but the one that I face mostly are transportation. Like if I'm in the bus, my husband is holding me already, and there's someone sitting right there. And then we will say, Miss, can I please have the seat? And she said, no, you need to find another seat. I am sitting here. But Miss, you have space. That's my bag there. I have experiences like that. That, to me, is real discrimination. People need to understand that we have the same rights as them. My philosophy in life is that you treat and you do to others the way you want people to do to you or to your children or family.
We live in a twisted, broken, upside-down world. It's not supposed to be this way. Another mass shooting. Another car accident proves fatal. Another cancer diagnosis. Why is it like this? Is there any hope for the future? Not only is there hope, but we have also been given a promise for a better future. Join us for Easter at Sagebrush. Find out why Jesus is our one true hope.
Easter greetings to you, Belize, and to all our most valued customers. The Easter season is here, and I believe that most of you will be taking that much deserved and anticipated vacation. As you make preparations to gather memories to last a lifetime, we here at Champion Security urge you to check your security system to make sure that they are working. For the camera system, check the camera visibility and conduct a playback. For the alarm system, check your arm-disarm feature. You can call us at our office to conduct a servicing or corrective maintenance of any of your systems. So remember, continue to hop to your own music, ensuring that Champion Security will secure your most treasured eggs.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benqueviejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
With eCash, bill payment is extremely convenient, and all utility companies accept eCash payments. What's even better? You get to split bills with your roommates, siblings, or whoever you desire. Simply open your eCash app, go to Bill Pay, tap the respective utility company, enter the information, and pay the bill. Then tap the transaction made. Tap Split the bill. Select Evenly. Send the request to who you are splitting the bill with, and get notified when they pay. Talk about making life easy and avoiding confusion. You can split the bill for restaurants, grocery stores, and for any eCash payment you make. To find your next yummy meal, hair treatment, or chill spot, simply open the app and utilize the geolocation service to see nearby businesses that accept eCash. Geolocation and bill payment make life a whole lot easier.
Sign up for Smart Share Plan and save big. Whether you're a small entrepreneur starting up your business, a student on a limited budget, or a family trying to save, this is the plan for you. With unlimited SMS, calls, and data, we help you save. Get up to 5 lines for as low as $30 per line monthly, only with Smart. Sign up today at any Smart showroom or sales manager countrywide. So get your business going, share more memories with friends, and be ready for the day with Smart.
If you are ailing due to a chronic disease and are left permanently invalid before retirement age, you may want to check if you qualify to receive invalidity benefit. The invalidity benefit exists for persons who are unable to continue working due to permanent illness. To qualify, you must be under 60 years old, must be sick for 26 consecutive weeks and certified to be medically unable to perform any type of work, must have at least 5 years of paid SSB contributions and at least 5 paid within the 3 months leading up to your illness. If you do not qualify for the invalidity pension, you may be eligible for the invalidity grant. Want to know more about invalidity benefit? Visit our website or contact any of our offices to have someone assist you. Also, be sure to visit our Facebook page and give us a like to stay informed. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
Kite flying is fun, but it can also be dangerous. Fly kites safely by following these tips. Never use wire, metallic thread, or wire-reinforced strings. You could be electrocuted. Remember, even a safely built kite can cause a power outage if it gets caught in a power line. Always use paper, plastic, or wood to build kites. Never fly kites near power lines, in the path of traffic, aircrafts, or near highways. Always fly kites with a responsible adult, in open areas, in dry weather, and with clear visibility. Never attempt to remove your kite from a power line. Always call BEL at 0800-235-2273 if your kite gets caught in a power line. Belize Electricity Limited. We care about your safety.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
After a rough week of school, Jake and his friends decide to treat themselves to frozen coffee. And since they don't have cash on them, they decide to use eCash. With eCash's geolocation feature, Jake can easily find the nearest coffee spot. With eCash's built-in option to split bills, Jake can pay the bill and his friends can reimburse their portion of the bill. Jake scans the merchant's code and confirms payment. Jake then views his transaction history and taps on the transaction recently made, then taps the Split the Bill button where he selects the Evenly option to evenly split the bill. The application splits the bill automatically. His friends receive and accept the request. Geolocation and splitting the bill via eCash makes Jake enjoy his digital lifestyle.
The Belize Tourism Board has recognized Derek Hendy with the Frontline Hero Award for 2023. The employee of the Belize Audubon Society is also the site manager for the Crooked Tree Wildlife Sanctuary. Hendy shares the significance of this recognition for the work that he does in conserving the natural environment. Here's that interview.
My name is Derek Hendy and I work for Belize Audubon Society. I'm the site manager for Crooked Tree Wildlife Sanctuary, and I have just won an award, Frontline Hero Award that BTB has awarded me. What that signifies is because I work out at the protected area, at the frontline basins, meet people, do educational outreach, community outreach, and meet visitors as they come, and look at all the infrastructure and maintenance that the site needs. Well, this award means a whole lot to me because it seems like hard work has paid off, and I'm leaving like a legacy for the next generation to follow and try to take care of our environment. Basically, whenever time guests would first enter the community, the first building that they would come across is our little visitor center. They'll stop there for get information about the site. They would pay an entrance fee, and we give them an orientation about why the area is very important, because it's a catchment basin. Whenever time the water leaves the watershed, that is the storing point that water going to store for a period of time, and then it will gradually release it back out into the Belize City Old River to continue that cycle. But basically, they are for migratory and resident bird. But the protected area is very important for its biodiversity ecosystem.
Across Belize, thousands of residents are traveling for relaxation this Easter weekend to escape from the tedium of everyday life on the job or at home. Thousands more will also make time for church as they commune with the Holy Spirit in service of Easter, a Christian festival and cultural holiday remembering the resurrection of Jesus Christ. The New Testament describes the festival as having occurred on the third day of his burial, following his crucifixion at the hands of the Romans. Easter culminates the Passion of Jesus, which is preceded by Lent, a period of 40 days during which Christians fast, pray, and repent for their sins. The true celebration of Easter is not lost on our religious leaders, who remind us, all Belizeans, about the reason for the season.
Let's bear in mind that towards the close of this week, an innocent man, we are recalling where an innocent man was brought to trial. And you know what the popular vote was?
Crucify.
Free the robber, free the murderer,
Crucify.
and crucify the innocent man. I just want to leave that with us, that the popularity vote, the larger crowd, the bigger voice, is not always the right voice. And it's not always the voice of justice. So let's reflect on these things, I think, this week, especially as we journey with our Lord to the cross and watch our innocent victim killed.
It's a tremendous time to pray and to seek God's face on behalf of the nation and to preach the gospel, for there is no other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. And we have to preach the gospel and tell people that unless a man is born again, he cannot enter the kingdom of God. Let's ask the people of God to spend time in prayer and worship and to seek God's face on behalf of the nation. It's a reminder of the church to stick to the message that Jesus Christ alone is Savior and Lord. And that's what we have to preach.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at Channel 5, have a happy and safe weekend.
Happy Easter.